Hello and welcome to the Moon Report. We have a full moon in Virgo. My name is Marlene and I am your resident moon goddess, here to bring you moon magic, moon wisdom, and moon vibes. And I am so happy to be here as always, sharing space with you. It is always a pleasure. And thank you for supporting this. Thank you for showing up. Um, I have a lot of fun doing these and I love being in this space with you. So, welcome to the full moon in Virgo. And this full moon that we have is speaking to us in different ways. And we are being asked to ask ourselves a lot of questions about where we're going, what is it that we're going to need, and how do we want to do it so that it expands and it helps us grow into whatever version of ourselves we want to do next. And full moons, for any new comadres to astrology, full moons are about the full illumination of the moon. So it is really showing us what is going on and what do we need to get us to the next step, whether that would mean letting go of something, releasing something, or maybe like something has like reached this peak and now needs to shift and change in some way. So full moons are traditionally good for letting go, for alchemizing energy, and it just depends on how that moon is aspecting as to what are the themes that are around us, like what are the themes that are being asked of us to reflect on and to work on. So with Virgo, it's about purity, it's about health, it's about, health in daily activities, in daily life. It's about being of service. Really, Virgo is the healer of the astrology. I mean, also very artistic, but so nurturing in a healing way. And the moon in Virgo is forming a grand trine, an earth grand trine. So what that means is that there's all the earth signs are communicating, are having a conversation. And this would be the moon in Virgo, Pluto in Capricorn, and the North Node in Taurus. And this aspect with these three, well, the nodes is not a planet, but I count it in this Earth trine because I find that the nodes are super powerful. And for me, what I gathered from that is that breakthroughs are possible at this time and probably around the areas of abundance, of what you value, of worldly wisdom, sensuality, and artistry. It could be a very creative time that, if you choose to go in that direction, can help you move a lot of energy. And with earth trines particularly, like we want to be asking questions like, how are we moving closer? In this particular earth trine, we are asking, how do we move closer to harmony and balance? And the reason why I clarified that is because I'm really taking the North Node and what it's trying to show us in Taurus here. And for me, I would be also asking myself, having the South Node in Scorpio, what needs to die so that I can grow, so that I can make room for me? With spring equinox around the corner as well, and having all of these new beginning energies, you really want to make sure you're making space for the stuff that you want to see grow in your life. So this is a really good full moon for releasing and alchemizing. And I would definitely dive into those practices, whether you have a ritualistic practice or whether you have some sort of movement practice or spiritual practice that can help you release. Also, a good tip that I would say with Virgo is that look towards your daily routines. Like with Virgo, it's about the little bits that get you to the long run, right? So, how are you taking care of your body on a daily basis? How are you taking care of your mind? What practices do you have in place that can help you stay strong through some of the major changes that can happen when you ask yourself questions like, what needs to die so that I could grow? That's like, okay, well, let me show you what needs to die, and then being prepared to be able to transmute that. Okay. So stay up to your daily routines. Think about, am I taking enough vitamins? Am I drinking enough water? Especially water, so that you're crystallizing and that the energy is moving. Um, it's very, these breakthroughs that come through are very uplifting as well. So I don't want to sound morbid or anything like that. It really could seem like magic when you get earth trines, because a trine is a conversation that doesn't have a lot of obstacles. So people are like agreeing, and they're like, yep, that sounds, planets are like, oh, that sounds like a solution. Nope, that sounds great. So there's a lot of energy that you can harness right now if you become aware of it. A lot of people say that with trines, you barely notice it's happening because the energy is so uninterrupted. Like obstacles, oppositions and squares are very noticeable because they shake your world in some way. Where trines and maybe sextiles are like, you may not even notice what's going on because it doesn't like move you in the way that an obstacle does or a challenge would. So just become aware that there's some favorable energy for you to harness there if you want to start putting some routines in place. If you're sitting here listening to me and going, man, I really needed to do that, but I haven't had the time, or I haven't had the motivation, or blah, 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 but I've wanted to for a long time, whatever it is you're filling the blank with. Well, right now might be a really good time to analyze, what is it that gets in the way? Is it your mindset? Is it that you're tired from working a 9 to 5? What is going on that's getting in the way of you doing that thing that can bring you closer to health, right? And to healing. And then with the light of the moon decreasing into a new moon, so will maybe your habits and your vices that get in the way of not accomplishing the things that you want. And that's one of the ways that we can use moon magic and the light of the moon to help us let go, release. Okay. So that's what I would like put my intentions around during this time. So there's another really interesting aspect that I wanted to talk about, is that the moon is always opposing the sun in a full moon, right? That's what gives it its direct illumination. Well, it is opposing the sun in Pisces and 3 other planets in Pisces right now. They have what is called a stellium in Pisces. So there's a lot of Piscean energy in this, and it could be good. Well, I don't like to use good and bad. It could be favorable to you, or it could be unfavorable, or life enhancing or not life enhancing, because with, Pisces, it gets tricky, there's not a lot of boundaries to Pisces. You're like a fish in water, literally. So it could get away from you, right? It could become like so spiritual, so dreamy, so overwhelming, and then nothing happens. It's just like, inspiration that came and went, right? So really focus on Virgo, grounding the energy, earth trine, ground, right? That's how you could use this earth trine energy. Get in contact with the earth, do earth practices, whatever defines earth practices for you, whether it be gardening or going out for a walk or heading out to the Everglades or going kayaking or going to the beach or whatever it is that you do to get in contact with that earth energy inside of you. Okay. So focus on that in service of love, because this stellium in Pisces is just bringing in so much love with the sun, Jupiter, Neptune, and Mercury here. Think about it. Jupiter expands, Neptune dissolves, Mercury communicates, right? So what is the conversation? Is it what needs to dissolve so that I expand? What are we communicating here? Because there is an opposition in this full moon, there always is. So where do we have to meet in the middle? And with Virgo, it usually has to do with purity. So if you're thinking detox, perfect time to do a detox. You know, like maybe you want to be in service of something. You've been wanting to volunteer in a charity, or go visit, you know, the people in a nursery, or go work with children, or be of service in some way. If that's what's calling your heart, maybe it's time to walk through and do something about it, because that's how your energy is going to ground, in service of love. But see, we have trouble receiving love, don't we? Yeah. Love is right in front of our face, maybe pouring down from the heavens onto our root, onto our crown chakra. And we're like, huh? Because when so much love is poured into us and around us, it creates so much light that it's really hard to miss the dark spots. It's really hard to miss what was hidden. And also with the North Node and the South Node being in Scorpio and Taurus. So the nodes, for those of you that are also new around here, is the moon has nodes. And when we read them as astrologers, it talks about our destiny, in this case, collective destiny. So the North Node is where we're going, following our north, and the South Node is where we came from. And they happen to be in Scorpio, South Node, Taurus, North Node. So again, Scorpio is about death and rebirth. Taurus is about balance, harmony, stability, what we value, earth energy. So where are we having trouble letting go? Where are we afraid to let go? Sometimes we feel that if we let go too much, we're going to get disappointed. We have to keep a little bit back just in case, you know? So where is that full surrender for you, where you can be like, wee, for like a second, maybe even a minute, maybe even an hour, you know, and see how that expansion feels. See how, you know, go slow, see how it feels in your body, see how you're adjusting. Is my day-to-day helping me carry this energy? You know, hold this expansion, because more of the hidden will be revealed. That just is the nature of a South Node in Scorpio. The skeletons in the closets will be coming out. And if it is happening in a macro level, it's happening in a micro level. As above, so below. So within, so without. So it's happening simultaneously in all dimensions of time and space. And it could feel like a lot. So take care daily. Take care of your body, move your body, feed your body like you love yourself. Drink water. With Virgo, it's very practical. You know, Virgo is really good with, you know, get yourself like a list. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm doing like, and then check it off, because Virgo supports that kind of energy. Right now, as a collective, we are making peace with the human indignities that we have caused all around the world. So on a personal level, that equals to some deep shit. Okay? For yourself, to see where those skeletons have been for you and where are you hiding them. So when you are setting your intentions and you are letting go of things, think about it from deep within those private places that you barely let anyone in, where there's cobwebs because nobody's looked in there for a long time. Go deep, because what's happening on the planet is deep. Let me see what I wrote here. Hold on. Time to face our shit in service of healing. Time to face our shit in service of healing. Yeah, that's where we're at. That's where we're at. And on the other side of that is peace. Because we are making peace with a lot of stuff. So just shed what no longer serves you and let it go with that stuff. It's not that easy. It's easier said than done with some stuff. But choose a practice, reach out to a friend, get support, ask questions, ask for help. There are tools available. Call me, message me. There are tools available that you can use to be able to transmute this energy, because if you're here, it's because you like astrology and you're called to it and you want a spiritual practice. So what happens there is when we add spirit into the mix, we begin to accelerate by leaps and bounds, quantum leaps. So reach out to somebody, get tools, breathe, slow down, connect to nature, especially with Virgo. And I pulled the Hierophant right before, and I was like, oh, interesting pull. But it's that Taurus energy we were talking about. So it's a reminder of like moving into communities and the type of thinking that we can create balance. You know, it's available to us. Doesn't look like it, that's for sure. But it is available. And if we have to tap inside first and grab it from the universe inside of us first, then that's what we need to do. Or we get to do. We don't need to do anything. You know, it's a free will planet. That's the thing. That's where the problem comes in. No, I'm just kidding. I like free will. So that's what we have. Take care of you. Be good to your body. More information is coming. Use the earth, use that mama earth energy to ground you. And know that with this trine, this earth trine, it is available for you to harness. It could be really good for major breakthroughs. So take care of you. Thank you. May this full moon help you release anything that gets in the way of the greater you, mystic. You are here to have it all. So what that gets to look like is a mystery, but you do deserve it. So thank you for your support. Big hug. See you soon.